Hello and a very warm welcome to episode 97 of the Sussex by the Sea podcast. A podcast that now covers local football in this great town of ours, as well as keeping up with all the frills and spills, highs and lows of my team, Hastings United. On the show this week, week 28 of the Hastings Report, covering all our local sides in the SCFL, MSFL and ESFL, with my co-host, Leon PETTIT. And then we have the SBTS Fan Roundtable. The crew is joined by Tyler Bailey of the Bishop Stortford FANBASE. We talk our away day, upcoming jolly, Bishop Stortford season so far, and who's winning on Saturday. Enjoy, grassroots football fans. And now over to week 28 of the Hastings Report. It gives me great pleasure to introduce week 28 of the Hastings Report with my wonderful co-host, Leon PETTIT, who's a ESFL veteran. As I always ask, how's your week been, Leon?
Yeah, all fine, mate. Yeah, hashtag
Good.
no dramas.
Yeah, we like that hashtag. Right, so we crack straight into the SCFL. We're recording this on Thursday. Hopefully it's go out on Friday. So we're going back a little bit here. But the first fixture to talk about would have been Bognor Regis 6, Bexhill United 1 in the Sussex Cup. Unfortunately, Leon was right. It was a bit of a bridge too far for Bexhill United. I know that on Twitter, Van Rock, Chris and Borna Totter were there, as were many others, and the consensus was that the step up was too big and that Bognor had frightening pace in abundance. Tom Vickers scored a cracker of a consolation, so I heard. The goals for Bognor, Dan Grifford, Nathan Odokinyero, Jamie Farragood, Josh McCormack with 2, and Calvin Davies getting the goals for Bognor. Obviously, the goal for Bexhill was from Tom Vickers. A bit of a shame that, but it's great to see Bexhill get that far.
Yeah. Any club at that sort of level, has a chance to play teams higher up. I think the appeal of maybe welcoming a Brighton and Hove Albion. I think it's under 23s to play. That's a sort of big draw in this competition, playing them. And obviously, to go to places like Bognor, I'm sure, despite the result, was a good evening out for Bexhill. But but like you say, just a bridge too far. But they've done themselves very proud.
And on the same day, on Tuesday, 28th of February, Lingfield 0, Little Common 1, Lewis Hull getting the goal. And that is the double over Lingfield for the Common in a solid display, with Matt Crutwell earning the man of the match behind the sticks. Any thoughts on that, Leon?
It sounds like another well-fought win, particularly with the goalkeeper getting the man of the match. And it was always going to be tricky. I think they just about grinded out a result the Saturday beforehand. So Lingfield always going to come out, not revenge or guns blazing, but Little Common did well to go away on a Tuesday night and get the win.
That's right. Moving on to Saturday, so that's the 4th of March. Bexhill 1, AFC Vardinians 0. Tom Vickers getting the goal. The Pirates were down to 10 men for over an hour. Tom, the naughty boy, got 2 yellow cards, obviously after he scored. From Chris Van Rock, just saying for the sending off. First one, he grabbed the player from behind, and the second one was for a late challenge. Vardinians were very poor on the day. Normally they've been better than their league position would say, and we held out with a superb captaining performance by Jamie Farragood, who just barked orders all afternoon. He was man of the match for me, and also Harvey Mapstone was superb. They were class. The ref was throwing cards left, right and centre, and he booked at least 6. Thanks for that. We move on to again on Saturday, Saltine United 0, Little Common 5. It was half-time, it was 4-0, so game over really. Alvin Scott with 2, Lewis Parsons, Freddie Warren and Jamie Bunn with the goals. Common finishing this game off in the first half in cruise control from from the second half, and that's that. Leon, any thoughts on Little Common winning again?
Well done, Common. Good little run of form.
And the last fixture, Tuesday, Little Common 2, Eastbourne United 1. Sam Ellis and Freddie Warren getting the goals for Little Common, and Gary Ingram getting the goal for Eastbourne United. 109 brave souls watched this game. That's 4 wins on the bounce for the Common and only 4 points off 8th placed Eastbourne United. I tell you what, they just can't stop winning, can they, Leon?
No, that's the result in particular I was impressed with. It's against a very good Eastbourne United side, and this Common on a very good run of form. So it's good to see. And whilst we're on Common, I see they put a tweet up say it was it 2 years ago that 2 years ago that Margaret Cherry passed away, and for local footballers, local people know it was her and her husband Ken who pretty much ran Little Common for goodness knows. Well, I think they formed it basically for goodness knows how many years. So it was people like that keep local football clubs going. So I just thought I'd give that a mention.
Definitely good, worth a mention there, Leon. Okay, we're moving on. We'll move on to the fixtures. So it's Lingfield versus Bexhill this Saturday. I expect Bexhill to do the double over Lingfield, who have lost their last 3. You in agreement there, Leon?
I am, yes. Yeah, Bexhill win there.
Okay, and Little Common, another big game for them. They're travelling to Crawley down Gatwick. Common have got to fancy this one, as Crawley have lost the last 4 out of 7. They're having a major wobble, aren't they, Leon?
Yeah, that's probably this could be the best time for Little Common to play them. Obviously been flying the rest of the season. Excuse the pun, been flying the rest of the season, but that was a genuine accident as well. It's the right time to play them. Obviously with Common's form and Crawley Down's form. So
okay, but that right then. So we move on to the MSFL Saturday fixtures. 4th of March, Reigate Priory 0, Hollington United 3, Bradley Pritchard, Peter Featherstone and Dan Rogers. They're just too strong for mid-table Reigate. Hollington march on towards that title, don't they, Leon?
Yeah, pretty much that. Just constantly too strong for teams in this league. And nothing else more to add to that. If anyone is interested, there's a blog called Many Games I Have Seen. You can find him on Twitter. He covers a lot of local football, but he covered this game. He made the trip up to Reigate, and it looked like a nice little setup they've got up there. A nice little old-fashioned clubhouse, a few decent pubs in the vicinity. So it's sounded like a nice day out for the I don't know his actual name, but Mr. Many Games I've Seen. Look like a nice day out for him. But keep an eye out. He does cover a lot of local football with the odd bit of Premier League and Championship, etc.
Oh, I'll try and find it, and I'll put the link in the YouTube when we put it up. Moving on, Sedlescombe Rangers 0, Westfield 6. This was the game I thought Westfield might struggle in, as usual. Spot on. George Landace with a hat-trick, George McLean, Josh Pickering and Sam Willett. Some say he looks like a young Burt Reynolds. Sam will get that joke. And no goal for Warren Pettig, though. Just thought I'd mention that.
Warren who?
Pettig. A comprehensive Derby Day win there, wouldn't we say, Leon?
Yeah. I mean, I think we thought maybe a bit of a closer game than it turned out to be, but no, evidently not.
No. And then we move on now to other fixtures involving MSFL sides. Montgomery in the Montgomery Cup quarter-final. Battletown 2, Rotherfield 0. Kieran Mayhew and Tristan Mayhew get the goals. It's nice to see Battle back to winning ways and through to the semis. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a good chance for Battle to win some silverware. I can't remember who it is they got next round, but they're in the championship. And looking at the other teams left in the competition, I'd say Battle in with a very good chance of winning some silverware.
Yeah, go to fixtures. So Rotherfield are facing Sedlescombe Rangers. Hopefully, Sedlescombe can forget those Derby Day blues quickly as they travel to the Rotherfield Sports Club. You'd hope so, wouldn't you?
It's a good chance for him to bounce back.
Okay, Willingdon Athletic are facing Westfield. Winless Willingdon won't get any favours from Westfield. I expect goals galore. That's probably the complete kiss of death for me there. I'm sure Westfield, they already love me there anyway. What do you think, Leon?
Yeah, I've got nothing more to add to that. So I'm in
Oh,
complete
yes,
agreement
brother.
with you. So mate, hopefully I've broken the curse you've just put on them.
Yeah. And in the Mid Sussex Senior Charity Cup, it's Hollington versus AFC Uckfield Seconds. I mean, I can't see anything. I can't see anything but a Hollington win there.
Yeah, so yeah, good chance for Hollington to get into their first final of the season, which I'm sure that won't be the only one. There's always that danger that AFC Uckfield will be up for it, but I can't really see them causing any upsets.
Yeah, particularly at their place, it's just a bit too much to ask. Right, so we move on to the ESFL Prem. Bexhill AAC 2, Bexhill Town 1. Big shock, Bexhill Town getting beat by AAC. No one expected that, and that's Rosh Wells and James McGraw scoring for Bexhill, with Jay Edwards getting that goal. Big shock there. Hawkhurst United 3, Rockinore 1. Alfie Field, Leon Fisher and Mark Mitchell getting the goals for Hawkhurst United. Liam Miles scoring for Rockinore. Robertsbridge United 1, Westfield Reserves 3, Drevi Tanyu and a couple from Connor McManus. Big shout to his dad Ian, who I work with. He's going to be absolutely over the moon that his boy's got a couple there. But in fact, it was a routine win for the Westies and against the bottom club, Robertsbridge. So no shocks there, really. Sidley United 3, Crowhurst 1. Logan Copley got 2 and Ashley Carey got the other for Sidley, with Reece Johnson getting the goal for Crowhurst. Sidley wrecked the party for Crowhurst with a little bit of revenge for that 10-1 that happened in November. And Sidley have sent me a DM about it, so I'm going to read it out. So Sidley United put in arguably a performance of the season as they inflicted revenge on Crowhurst to claim a huge 3 points in the ESFL Prem. When the two sides last met, Crowhurst hit 10 past the Blues, but these are two sides who are very different from that day. Although a Crowhurst side featuring a number of former Sidley players began on the front foot, they created little against a resolute and determined Sidley defence. The Blues' opening goal was rather route 1. A long kick upfield from goalkeeper Richie Gray evaded everyone, and Logan Copley burst past the covering defender and beat the onrushing goalkeeper to poke the ball in the back of the net on 9 minutes. 1 became 2 in similar fashion as Sidley sprung a quick counter, and after good hold-up play by Andy Atkins, he laid the ball off to Copley to curl a lovely outside of the foot finish into the bottom corner on 29 minutes. The visitors seemed stunned that Sidley had sucker punched them, and Sean Leonard was sin-binned for arguing against an award of a free kick by the referee, as Sidley got into the interval with a 2-goal lead. The fear was that if Crowhurst got the next goal, that Sidley's nerves may begin to show, but it was the Blues who grabbed the killer next goal in spectacular fashion. The ball bounced up to be hit on the volley by Ash Carey some 30 yards out, and his thunderous strike arrowed into the corner of the net on 56 minutes. Crowhurst did get a route back into the game when a penalty was awarded for a handball by Ben Aitken, which was duly converted by Reece Johnson on 61 minutes. But Sidley dogged and organised defending meant that despite the pressure, Crowhurst were unable to fashion any clear opportunities, and Sidley took the 3 points. A terrific performance from the Blues with some quality football to boot. There you go. Sidley, there you go. And what do you think about that, Leon?
That sounds like one hell of a game.
Yeah.
Either that or they've got an amazing writer / author novelist in their ranks.
Yeah. Right. So again on Saturday, St Leonard Social 0, Rytown 2, Milton Miletadu and Samuel Henham getting the goals. St Leonard's held out till half time, the second half, obviously, Rytown just showed they're just too good. Now, ESFL Prem teams involved in cup competitions. Sussex Intermediate Challenge Cup, it was Punnets Town 2, Bosham 1, Alexander Burton and Harry Wursell scoring for Punnets. It's an absolute fantastic result against higher opposition in Bosham. So great cup win there from Punnets. We'll move on to ESFL Division 1. Battletown Reserves 2, Tackleway 2. Tyler Smith getting a couple for Battletown, and Cale Hackos and Toby Payne getting the goals for Tackleway. Incredible result on point from bottom club Battle, considering against the top of the table side Tackleway. So fantastic result, really. Still in Division 1, Pass and Move 3, Little Common Reserves 0, Callum Brand, Joshua Page, and an own goal for Pass and Move. Pass and Move with games in hand, consolidate third place. And Division 1 teams involved with cup competition. Robertsbridge Charity Junior Cup, Catsfield 1, Sandhurst 1. Sandhurst's James found the net yet again. Jacob Jones getting a goal for Catsfield. It went to penalties and ended up an epic drama as Sandhurst go through 14-13 and through to the final. Well done them. Moving on, ESFL Division 2, Bexhill Rovers 0, Victoria Baptist 3, Chris May, Joe Pratt and Joe Bellett getting the goals for Victoria. Comfortable win there for the Baptists against the bottom club. Hollington United Reserves 1, Who 2, Arthur Pepper and Callum Holt Burgess getting the goals for Who. Taylor Beale getting the consolation for Hollington. A late goal's ruled out for Hollington, but that's now twice that the plucky Who have left the Gibbons with a win behind them. So well done them. The one I think Leon will be interested in, Ickersham Casuals 4, Pass and Move Seconds 2, Phil Badrock with a hat-trick and Ruben Shand getting the other. The 2 goals for Pass and Move from Zachary Bryant and Alex Cunningham. That is a big 3 points for Ickersham. That must be a really big confidence lift. Take it away, Leon. Tell us about the game.
Well, Pass and Move must really hate us because that's 3 times beaten them now this season, and yeah, I think they summed it up with their Twitter. Really, they put up they didn't play bad at all, but I think most of their starting 11 were all 16, 17, 18 year olds. But that summed it up. 2 of our goals was just through more experience on our side. Really, where we played to the whistle and they just stopped. I think 1 goal in the first half, one of our guys, they thought it had gone out. And to be fair, I was about 20 yards out and I could see it stayed in. But they all stopped, put their hand up to the ref saying it had gone out. We carried on. Next thing you know, Phil's put the ball in net. And then our 4th goal maybe. It was just more the same really. Just I think from my memory, an error from the keeper. But I mean, he's only 16, 17. It's going to happen. And our lad got lucky with the goal. But just like they've obviously got some good young players in it, and the more adult football they'll play, hopefully they'll stick together and they'll get better, no doubt. So, but yeah, they must hate us.
Okay, yeah. So other results in Division 2: Nordium 1, Pesh 2, Jackson Francis and Kelvin Lowe's for Pesh with Dean Hilton Hoosh for Nordium. That's the depleted Pesh Town. They do it again. It's man of the match Danny Oakes guiding them to yet another 3 points, and they do stay top. ESFL Division 3, Hurstman Zoo 7, Westfield Thirds 0, Jack Brown with 2, Toby Jones with 2, Mark Stilwell, Hammett, Tosca, and an own goal made it 7. Top club Hurstman Zoo putting poor old Westfield Thirds to the sword. I mean, obviously Westfield Thirds do it again, like what you're saying with Pass and Move Seconds. Very young sides. It's just an experience really. I think this season for the Westfield Thirds. Obviously a bit harsh losing, but it's good experience nevertheless. Parkfield 2, Hastings Comets 1, Alma Jalat and Callum Nolan for Parkfield with Kurt Foster getting the goal for Hastings Comets. Despite taking the lead, the Comets couldn't hold on and Parkfield won it late. Still in Division 3, Rye Town Reserves 3, Bexhill AAC Reserves 2, Liam Sawyer and a double from Oliver Joseph Barrow. To add to this, Rye Town's Ollie Reader has received his marching orders. Rye Town up near those promotion spots with games in hand. So they're looking dangerous, both Rye Town and Rye Town Reserves. Div 3 sides involved in cup competitions. It was the ESFL Challenge Cup Div 3-4. Yeah, so it was Sovereign States Reserves 1, Crowhurst Reserves 4. Goals for Crowhurst were from James McGrath, Anton Neal, Stephen Payne and Ben Thorpe with the consolation goal from Wayne Green. Robertsbridge Charity Junior Cup, Orrington 1, Ticehurst 0. That's Andrew Swindles gets the goal. And funnily enough, because his name's Swindles. He swindled it right at the end. At the absolute death, it was the end of extra time. The last minute of extra time, Swindles popped up and won it. Orrington are through, and they're playing Sandhurst in the final. ESFL Division 4, Burwash 4, Hastings Athletic 2, Drew Clifton, Max Taylor, Charlie Wilson, and an OG for Burwash. Hastings Athletics goals were from Charlie McDonald. Athletics stay bottom. Settlescombe Rangers 10, Parson Moufford 1. This big win takes them just above Westfield into second. The goals, Tom Akerley with 5, Jack Warner with 3, Ben Cowell and Benjamin Linklater getting the other goals. Junior Club Tackaway 5, Robertsbridge United Reserves 3, Jamie Pelling getting 4 and Nathan Smith getting the other for Tackaway. Robertsbridge's goals were from a couple from Jake Dean and Sebastian Collingwood. Wellcroft Park Rangers Reserves 5, Hawkhurst United Reserves 0. The goals for Wellcroft were from Benjamin Akehurst with a couple, James Burnett, James Martin and George Jones. Bit of a stroll in the park there for top club Wellcroft. They are 4 points clear with a game in hand on second place Settlescombe. And the final result in Div 4, Westfield Fourths 1, Battletown Thirds 0. Jake Turner getting the goal, and that is a good win for Westfield. They are still in the mix for the promotion, which is good. Moving on to the team of the week, a lot of familiar faces in this side. We got Tommy Warren, the Who goalkeeper, who's obviously been performing miracles for Who. Left backs Alfie Aldous of the Hastings Comets. Central defensive pairs of Danny Oakes and Sam Henham from Pesh and Rytown. Right backs Taylor Bill, who's a regular in the team of the week. He's from Hollington. Attacking midfield left is James McGrath from Crowhurst. The central midfield pair from Sidley, Ash Carey and Rosh Wells from Bexhill AAC. Callis Nolan from Parkfields on the right-hand side of midfield. And the striking pair is Logan Copley from Sidley and Tyler Smith from Battletown. Okay, well, that was the week that was. I'll see you next week.
I'll see you next week, mate.
She
And now over to the SBTS fan roundtable. Many thanks to Windy John, Supermalk, and George He Bangs the Drum, and Tyler from Bishop Stortford for making it happen. Discussion, I think it's a talking point, isn't it?
I think I think alcoholism is like a proper thing, isn't it? It's legitimate.
There's Vimtoism.
Yeah, but that's not even real, is it? You got to sort yourself out. Alcoholism is a genuine thing worth aiming for, but Vimtoism, not worth it.
Disease it is, alcoholism.
Anyway, it gives me great pleasure. SBTS episode 97 fan roundtable with the wonderful Windy John, Supermalk, and George He Bangs the Drum. Just waiting for Tyler from Bishop Stortford, where we're going to discuss that. Gentlemen, how the devil are you?
Yeah. Very well.
All good.
All good, all good. Oh, what a beard. What a beard, Tyler.
Oh, dear.
What a beard, mate. All respect.
Cheers, mate.
Okay, how long does that take to grow?
I had a bit of stubble in lockdown. Shaved my head off on 1st of April 2020 and I just haven't cut it since.
Mate, I'm a massive fan of ZZ Top as well. I love it.
The amount of people who say that to me.
Yeah, sorry.
All right.
It's all the old jokes with me. Well, listen, first of all, Tyler Bailey, welcome to the roundtable. Let's crack straight into Bishop Stortford, but we're going to talk a few things about the previous Hastings games in a minute, but we've got our jolly arranged, away day jolly. Time of the train again, please, George?
The train out of Hastings is the 8:21.
8:21. So this is the annual jolly, and this time it's Bishop Stortford. So where do we go? So we're getting off early in Bishop Stortford.
Yeah.
Where are the places to go, mate?
For a beer, it's only like literally a 5-minute walk from the station, if that. The Bridge House is quite good for a beer. It's like very sports like orientated. It's quite small. It's an Irish pub, but I'd say it's like the place to go to.
Oh, George will be all right. He's ginger. And so that's the one. Okay, well, let's just talk about football now. First of all, right, so Bishop Stortford, a couple of little wobbly results, which gives us hope, gives us a little bit of hope against you. Please tell us about your season, because you've been really good. Fantastic. So talk about it.
It's been, from like your point of view, it'd be like a great season, but it's every time we get to the top at the moment, we're just struggling to hold on. It's like we get to the top, bottle it, let Hornchurch or Aveley come near us, and then we get going again. Do you know what I mean? It's like I just feel like a bit of like complacency is just setting. Whereas last year, when Worthing were in the league, they just didn't stop. Do you know what I mean? They were just rolling, and they just didn't ease up at all. So it's a good season, but it's just too many points dropped. Just to like, especially against like lower league teams. We went to Brightlingsea at the beginning of January, bottom of the league, after beating Hornchurch 4-1. Then you lose 2-0. Like there's no sort of like balance in between. Do you know what I mean?
We tend to just lose to like the top 8, don't we?
Yeah, we lose to teams that are better, which is pretty reasonable, isn't it?
Well, you never know. Well, so tell me, how did you fall in love with Bishop Stortford? Tell us about it.
I was going as a teenager with my friends from school. That was when I was about 13, 14. Then I stopped. And then just off the off chance, last season, the August bank holiday, me and my partner, we went up there for something to do, kill a bit of time. And I just haven't stopped going. And then that just led to then going to away games, which then I got my father-in-law involved. And then he wanted to come to the away games, started doing that. And now we steward up the home ground.
Oh, so
we just like help out, and we just really enjoy it. Do you know what I mean? And doing like the away games, not stewarding, it just sort of we can let off a little bit of steam. But then at home, we just sort of like nip it in the bud and just sort of bit more of a neutral. Do you know what I mean? But we still celebrate when like we score and win.
Yeah, I was going to say, when we get there, if you get a goal, I'm sure you ain't gonna be quiet.
It's got to be done. Like you've got to celebrate.
Oh, absolutely. Well, yeah. I mean, by the way, have all your stewards got beards as well? I mean, is it? No. Am I going to be able to tell you apart from the others?
Yes. I'll be sticking out like a sore thumb. Don't worry.
Yeah, no. I mean, as I say, we've got this jolly, and it's just about, would love to meet up with some of the Bishop Stortford before the game as well. A few pints, bit of a laugh. Because for me, watching football, I'm passionate about Hastings, but it's not the end of the world, and it's a little bit of banter and stuff. It's
exactly. That's what it's all about.
I just wanted to say, actually, we got stewards who are fans as well who come away, and I think it would be fun for the Bishop Stortford fans. We could have a little game, spot the steward. So Bishop Stortford fans have got to guess which Hastings away fan, which one's the stewards. I think that'd be a fun game. Pint to the winner, he gets them all.
Wait, hey, what's his song again? Gary
Oh.
Histed. He wears a mankini. Isn't it? Go on.
He wears a beanie and a mankini.
Yeah.
The bloke's massive. Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of them. Gary Histed, one of our stewards, he went to Ashford away in a mankini. What a sight, mate. What a sight, Tyler. It was,
Brave man. Brave man.
I feel it was probably half the reason why we won. Yeah, so Wingate and Finchley didn't see the game. Bit of a naff one for us. All three of you lads were there, weren't they?
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, who wants to crack into that quick?
Go on, George goes first.
Yeah, well, took a lead and they switched us, so we were going towards the Steve Smith second half, which I don't think suits us anymore. But we took a lead in the first half and we just didn't kill the game off, and then let slip bit of control of the game and conceded a really, really annoying late equaliser. Very frustrating against a side that didn't offer that much, I don't think, but we didn't offer enough either. So not a great performance. We're all very annoyed really, because it was a game that if you want to go up, Wingate and Finchley at home, you got to look to win.
Yeah.
And that's not being rude to them because they are near the relegation zone. So it's just a fact, isn't it? Got to beat them teams. So very frustrating Saturday.
Malk?
I wasn't there.
Oh, that's your excuse. So, yeah, right. Windy?
Yeah, I thought it was much the same as what George was saying, but their goalie was a right wind-up merchant. And he when you're giving him stick and all that, and you just think, don't give him too much stick. He's going to have the last laugh. And he did. But if you give it, be prepared to take it. Our goal was assisted by him anyway, so that helped.
Yeah, nutmeg, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Absolute top stuff.
Yeah, Joe came back. So well done, Melk, by the way, Joe.
No problem. I done well there, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. You gave us a heads up.
Yeah, Tyler, just so you know, Malk is a massive agent on the side, yeah. Literally, he runs Kent. Anything happening in Kent, it's because of him, yeah. Ain't it, Malk?
It is, yeah.
Fair enough.
It was a very strange lineup to start with.
Oh, go on.
Because I think we literally had 7 forwards in the squad, and because we had Dicko was suspended. I think he was suspended last night as well, and we seemed a bit lightweight in midfield, and maybe that had something to do with it. I don't know.
Dicko's back for your game though, Tyler. Yeah, so no luck there, mate.
Yeah,
but he's back for your game.
Nice. Is he one of your best players?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, obviously compared to you lot, our squad's probably a little bit thinner. So yeah, we miss players a little bit more.
You said they're all fat.
I didn't say that. So
yeah, you did. You said our squad is thinner.
Yeah, oh, shut up, Mal. Don't look. I don't want to get banned from Bishop Stortford, mate. Look, he's a steward. He won't even let me in.
As long as you're spending your money, we don't mind.
Yeah, that's it. I like that talk. Moving on to Enfield. Yeah?
Yeah,
Enfield. So I thought a cracking game. I thought we were playing the football. They were very effective, though, Enfield. I mean, you've played them, Tyler. What you reckon of Enfield? Can you remember?
We played in beginning of December.
Yeah.
We love it because we lost our best striker to them last season. And it was a scrappy game this season, but we got a 1-0 win.
Oh, okay.
It's just, again, they're not consistent. All of a sudden now going on a roll of about 7 wins, and all of a sudden they'll just start dropping points out of nowhere, it just seems like no one's got any real consistency apart from Hornchurch at the moment.
Well, that's good for your lot, isn't it?
It is good for us lot, but because we've got a bit of rivalry with Enfield, just to face them in the playoffs and get knocked out by them would just be even more heartbreaking.
But what about facing them in the playoffs and beating them?
There's always that possibility, but we had the playoff heartbreak last season.
Yeah, well, that's last season. So Enfield, an absolutely world-class goal from us. How many passes was it? About 17, 18 passes?
I've literally just seen it. They just posted it on Facebook. I've seen it from a couple of angles, but I hadn't seen all the passing because I wasn't at the game last night. Well, that was a class goal, wasn't it? Smooth. Somebody called it liquid football.
Yeah, someone did. I'll run from one end of the ground to the other when that went in. That was I was like headless chicken. That was. Do you ever get that, Tyler? When they're just such a great goal, you you just run about and jump around and
just lose yourself, all limbs everywhere.
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
George, your thoughts?
That was prime Barcelona, that goal, mate. 2009.
Yeah, I was going to say, I want you to quantify that, not Barcelona last year or whatever.
No, Yeah, unbelievable goal. Great play. Quite funny to see that. If you look on the video, the second time Breffo passed the ball back to Louis Rogers, the keeper, the main stand is like having a go at the team.
Oh, what, booing them? Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
our own fans, our own oldies were booing for keeping the ball. The same people that boo if we boot it long and then lose the ball, they'll shout, "Keep the ball! What are you doing?" Same people, and they were moaning. And then 30 seconds later, we've scored goal of the season, and the manager's turned around to them and gone, "How about that?" Well, Apple, that's why when you get a low away attendance, you've got to stick to your own team, haven't you? Because wasn't much noise from Enfield last night.
God, it was piss poor, wasn't it? It was only about 10 of them?
Yeah.
Or am I being uncharitable?
10, 15. Yeah.
It's not that bad midweek, and with the weather as it was and all that. It was probably a bit iffy at one stage, wasn't it? Especially was it like up there, Tyler's? You had snow.
Woke up to a little bit of snow, nothing major.
Okay.
All melted by sort of midday.
Oh, that's right.
It was cold. It was cold last night. You can see it's starting to frost over, but nothing too major.
We just had loads of rain. It's chucking it down at the minute.
So,
What's your pitch like? Your pitch like? Does it keep well?
It does all right because the other Enfield team play up there as well, so it has double the amount of games as like a normal ground does.
I didn't know that.
And it's nice that it's grass as well. None of this 3G, 4G stuff.
Yeah,
but overall, it holds up all right.
That's a nice ground. I went up there when we played during the cup. It must be 2000? Oh, I can't remember now. 2010, something like that. We came away with a win. Nice
Not
bar.
this weekend.
Nice bar. Good friendly bunch. I enjoyed that. Yeah, we had a good time.
Oh, good bar. I like that talk.
No, it's a nice clubhouse bar.
Yeah,
it's great. You've got a car
Tyler,
park outside the ground as well, haven't you?
Tyler, do you sell Vimto? We got a Vimto addict in here, mate. Oh, Malk.
They probably do Vimto, but I can't answer that because I've never had it from there.
Well, yes, because usually children drink Vimto, don't they?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
No. Pregnant women.
All right. Oh, you're a pregnant woman now. Hang on, you're identified as a pregnant woman. All right, mate.
My national day today. On whatever national day it is, I'm that.
There you go.
Yeah, you got it covered. Well, actually, let's go. This moving on from that. Your last two results, obviously, a little bit shaky. And as you say, it's a little bit of a stutter, but like that last minute equaliser must have been fabulous. Were you there?
Yeah, I was up there last night. It was because we get like designated areas as well for like where we steward. We have our corner. Luckily, it's at the end that we was at. So just to get that last minute winner, like with our fans next to us as well, it was nice. But the first half was poor, poor.
And you just put that down to complacency, just a little bit, like
we got a couple of injuries, like niggly injuries, and like our captain wasn't there yesterday, and you could things just wasn't like ringing right. Could be a bit of confidence from the weekend, like losing 3-0, but it's just at the moment it just seems to just be like a lot of long balls, whereas last year was playing it on the floor, pressing high, and it just seems to have just gone 3 steps back. Do you know what I mean? Compared to what we've been watching the last 18 months.
Well, I suppose they would argue that it's getting results, and a lot of the teams we've seen, like we've tried to play. I mean, not all the time, but we try and play a bit of football, and that's what we seem to have come up against. Is a lot of teams are very direct, sort of percentages, and it, if it's effective, a lot of people are just going to stick with it, aren't they? So,
how often does the long ball really work for teams when you just keep smashing it up? It's not very effective, like really, is it? And it's just hard to watch when someone's just hoofing it, chasing it down the channels, and it gets nowhere. You're like, what's the point of that? Like, just try something different.
Yeah,
you think, wouldn't you? Well, you won't get any of that with us, mate. Go on, sorry, George.
With Hornchurch, Aveley, Enfield, to be fair to Bishop Stortford, I think they scored a decent breakaway goal against us, but that was a long time ago, isn't it now? Those 3 teams, Enfield, Aveley, Hornchurch, they seem to be really good in both 6-yard boxes, not even 18-yard boxes, 6-yard boxes. They've got 3 like massive defenders, 3 massive strikers, and that just seems to be what they do. And don't worry about the midfield too much. That's what it seems to be for them. And obviously it's worked for them because they are, 3 of the top 4 sides. So
they've all got pacey wingers, though, George.
What's that,
pacey
wingers,
pace, power, and that seems to be, and it's what it is like in the level above as well, isn't it? As well. So it's just that's just how it is. I think actually. Step 4 and step 5, you get overall some nicer football trying to be played now. But you do. Compared to the top
mate.
of step 3, compared to what Hornchurch and Enfield was served up last night, the passing football that goes on, not always like high quality, not faster, but in terms of trying to play football on the ground, more of it lower down.
I don't know. What do you reckon to that statement, Tyler?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of long balls, to be fair. Like, I wouldn't stand by that statement, yeah.
Chichester play better football than Hornchurch.
That'd be nice.
They do. Chichester do. They play better football than Hornchurch. But look where Hornchurch are. Maybe that's how you got to play at this level. It just is what it is, isn't it?
I think it depends on what sort of players you got, and if it suits that style of player, play with it. But if it doesn't, you got to change it up and try and see something that does actually fit their style.
Have you still got to play Hornchurch again yet, Tyler?
No, we lost to them near the beginning of the season, 2-1. I think we missed a last-minute penalty there as well, and then we beat them 4-1 on Boxing Day.
Oh, that's nice.
That's what I'm saying about consistency. Like, we beat them 4-1 Boxing Day. Then 2nd of January, you play bottom of the league, lose 2-0.
Yeah. Yeah, there's been quite a few clubs have been sitting at the top. No one's really held on to it this year, have they?
Oh, no, exactly.
Look at Potter's Bar. I was just looking at them in the league. I know they had problems with their squad and all that. 13th they are now.
Well, you called that ages ago, didn't you, Malk?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, that was ages ago. You knew they were going to drop.
Yeah. He went in and nicked all their players, didn't you, Ron? Malk?
That's it.
Well, one of them's at Hastings, so
yeah, that's it. So yeah, no, it's still time, but yeah, looks like on paper, I reckon Hornchurch probably going to nick it, aren't they?
Yeah, I reckon so.
Let's say, but like, you know, everyone seems to be having a bad period now and again, so maybe they've got theirs to come again yet, because they had a little slip up, didn't they, for a while? So,
and I think Hornchurch still got to play Enfield at Enfield near the end of the season.
Yeah.
And then Enfield have got to come to us second from last game of the season.
You could do us a massive favour there. Do you know what I mean? if it goes all right, because I mean, to be honest, top 9 really are all still in this. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, you could do us a little favour there. That'd be nice.
Be nice to win it again, like win the league against them, though. To be fair.
Oh yeah.
To be fair, one of the teams outside the playoffs, like us, Folkestone, Lewis, to get into the playoffs, we're going to have to go on one hell of a run to get in there.
Yeah.
So if one of those teams does that, then there'll be an unbelievable form going into the playoffs, and you could get a team who's 5th going up just because of that going on a run. The teams that just miss out on promotion do often find it hard, don't they, in the playoffs, whatever level. So
yeah, we went up once from 5th a few years back, so it's doable, isn't it?
Yeah, 5th went up last season as well, Chesant.
Oh yeah.
So Saturday, where do your fans have a beer? Where can we meet up with them? Or is it just in the clubhouse?
Yeah, I'd say more in the clubhouse from around about 2-ish. The clubhouse is quite big, actually, to be fair.
Yeah.
It's quite nicely kitted out. It's a big bar. If you want to go town, I'd say go Bridge House. There's quite a few nice restaurants in the town as well. But up at the football as well, they do nice burgers, but I'd get in the queue nice and early because they like to take
it's one of
time.
those ones, is it?
But they're not your moody burgers, mate. They're decent, to be fair.
Yeah. Worth queuing for.
Depends on how worth like 40 minutes for a queue.
Have you got any stupid rules? Like no drum? Like no drum?
No, you're allowed a drum. Canby bought a drum last night.
You go, George, you're all right, mate.
Yeah, there's a few of these grounds that have got you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't stand there. Where was that place where we couldn't stand at behind the goal, George?
Oh, Kingstonian. Yeah, you can't stand
Kingstonian?
up there. Yeah.
So, Tyler, you going up or you doing the playoffs? What do you think?
Oh, I'd love, like, if we'd have won last night, I'd have said we was going up. But I think we'd be in the playoffs. And I don't know, I'm not confident about the playoffs, especially after last season. But we just can't go up through the playoffs again. It's going to be too much hard work.
You think?
Which is a shame. But if Hornchurch lose a couple, obviously it's just in a balance again, isn't it? But Aveley aren't going away.
They do. I don't like them as a team. I think they play some right shoddy football, but effective football. But yeah, they know how to win.
Yeah, I think out of the next 9 games, realistically, to go up, especially with Hornchurch having 2 games in hand of us, we need to win 8 out of 9 out of them.
Yeah, I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry, Tyler, but we're not going to give you that on Saturday, mate.
I'll see you.
We're not that charitable, mate.
Fingers crossed, you are charitable.
Yeah. Wow. I'll get you a beer after the game, yeah?
Yeah, nice one.
Yeah. All right.
Well, Chris,
Go on, George.
I just had a look at your predictions for the league from the start of the season, and you had Bishop Stortford at 7th. So
Well, hang on. Who did you have bottom, George?
Aveley, yeah. to be fair,
Aveley, yes. Where did I have Aveley?
Let's have a look. Where did you have them?
I don't know. I didn't put them on bottom, mate.
No, you had a mid-table. We all got that wrong.
Yeah.
I was just willing them, wasn't it, really? There.
It could be, but they could go on a disastrous run and end up there. You never know.
Fingers crossed.
There is another team coming right up behind everybody, and that's Folkestone. They're on a massive roll at the moment, aren't they? They beat you, didn't they, the other week?
Yeah.
Don't rub it in. Don't rub it in.
No, I just quite intrigued because they weren't that. I didn't think they were that much when we played them. And that wasn't that go, was it? But they've got one of our players back, or a player that was loaned to us. Who went out to Folkestone. He scored a few, and Collins.
Louis
Collins. Yeah.
Not a bad player, him.
But I think they could possibly. Well, they've got a really good chance sneaking into the playoffs. And if they get in there, they're going to be difficult to shove.
Yeah.
Hornchurch took their top goal scorer as well, didn't they?
Yeah, for a big fee. So they got
massive fee.
Yeah, if you got that sort of money, Tyler. Did you hear about this? What was it again? 30 grand or something?
25 grand it was.
25 grand they pay for him.
That's a lot of money for that league, isn't it?
I know.
Is he the striker who's on 750 quid a week?
Talk him out, mate. Here, no. Go on, Malk.
He's on more than that.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. But I can't divulge how much. That'd be wrong of me.
He ain't messing about, Tyler, mate. He knows everything.
He gets a cut, doesn't he?
£25 for him, and he's on more than 750 a week.
Yeah.
If he gets you promoted, it's worth it, isn't it?
That's it.
They already had about 4 strikers that were banging them in anyway, didn't they? Scoring goals for fun, didn't they, this season?
I'd have liked that Mohamedou Fall, who was at Enfield last year, but he's gone up to Havant and Waterlooville.
Yeah. How's he getting on there?
I think he's still scoring goals, but obviously not as many. But he scored like 40-odd goals last season, didn't he?
Blimey. Jesus Christ.
That's a lot of goals.
Yeah. Well, that wins your leagues, doesn't it? Or makes you slip into the... What happened to Folkestone? They missed out on the playoffs, didn't they? Last season? I can't remember now.
Final fact, they struggled for goals at the end of last season. And they had Joe Gabodi online, and they left him on the bench. Seriously. And he's unbelievable, isn't he?
Yes.
So
You'll find out about Joe Gabodi on Saturday, Tyler. Hopefully.
Where's he play?
He's up front.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a big lad. He's a big lad.
Smith is coming to life as well.
Yeah, Smithy. So, I mean, in terms of how you play, Tyler, how would you characterise the way the Bishop Stortford boys play?
Beginning of the season, I'd have said that we're high pressing, quite high tempo, like to play out on the floor. But the last few games especially, a lot of it is get the ball at the back, smash it up top, try and hit like our striker Chris Harris, and then there's no one off of him. And they just expect so much of like Chrissy. It's like he's got to try and win the ball, and then go and run after the ball, and be in the box at the same time. And it's just asking a bit too much. And when we get the ball on the floor, like the wingers, like they can turn like all defences inside out. But at the moment, they just ain't got the confidence what they had again like 6-7 months ago.
That's weird, that. And you're top of the league as well.
I know,
it's weird.
But I think
it's whether you can cope with our formation of 1-2-7. I mean, it's relatively new.
It's a new one, yeah,
that we brought, and we're hoping to catch a lot of teams unaware with our 1-2-7 formation.
We'll have to get you on the counter then.
Yeah, no, listen, look, Tyler, obviously looking forward to catching up with you when we're there, and obviously spending some money in your clubhouse and that. And I'm hoping for a good game. Whoever wins, you know, and obviously...
Yeah. Fuck that, Chris.
What, mate? Go
Shit
on.
Game, 1-0 away win. None of this good game bollocks. It's too late in the season for that, isn't it? Yeah, too late in the season.
Well, it's business time, isn't it? You know, for your lads, you need to win this because you got to maintain what you're doing and like turn around this little mini wobble. And for us, we need to be pushing those playoff places, don't we?
Yeah.
So,
all right, well, listen, boys.
Yeah,
we'll
cheers.
On Saturday.
Other than Saturday, yeah, good luck to you lot as well. Yeah.
Yeah. There's just a nice little club up there. It's quite like family orientated. Everyone sort of like gets on, and it's probably the same as you guys. It's all similar faces, and it's just nice to get out on a Saturday afternoon and just have a bit of fun. Yeah. Get you out of the house for a couple of hours, and then you go home again. It's just nice environment up there.
Yeah. No, good. I'm very much looking forward to going. Anyway, we'll leave it there then. So thank you very much, Windy, Super Malk, George, and Tyler Bailey of Bishop Stortford, and see you at the game.
Nice one, yeah. See you on
Thanks.
Saturday.
Take care, lads, yeah.
Hello,
Take care. Cheers.
That's it for another week, grassroots football fans. Whoever you're going to watch this week, make sure you're loud and proud. As ever, if you want to get in contact with the show, or have any suggestions, or want to get in on our weekly roundtables, that email again is hufcpod@gmail.com, or on the Twitter, which is @HUFCpodcast. You can get this podcast on all major platforms, be it Google Podcasts, Audible, iTunes, Spotify, or Amazon Music. And we have a jam-packed YouTube channel, chock-a-block, full of video interviews and episodes from the podcast. Please, please, please give it a look, a comment, or a like, but definitely subscribe. It's all free. All that's left for me to say is, I've been your host, Chris Laverick. Hope you have a good week, and see you at the game.